Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're going to keep running through the series of Sword and Shield investments. So today we're going to take a bit of a look at Darkness Ablaze, third main set in the Sword and Shield series. And again, we're going to base our requirements for investability on the sealed product off three main things. First one being the print run. Second one being how good are the hits, so the main hits and the smaller hits, so big hits and hits above sort of $10. And the third criteria is how fun is it to open, so that rip factor, and how fun is it to keep sealed. So based on those three things, we'll get a score out of 15. That score will sort of give us a gauge of how investable the set is for the future. Can we make money off Darkness Ablaze? So the first criteria we're going to look at is print run. Give this a score out of 5. The higher the score out of 5, the more investable. I suppose print run really correlates pretty closely to supply and demand though. If supply is outweighing demand, which it clearly has in Darkness Ablaze, then it's not going to be all that investable. If demand obviously outweighs supply, then of course it's going to be more investable. So looking at Darkness Ablaze, it's really no secret that this set has been printed to oblivion. First, second, third, fourth, 4,000th print run, it has just been printed and printed and printed. And the PSA pop report on the right here also clearly indicates that it's been printed and printed and printed. 73,556 cards sent in for grade. So in terms of a score out of 5 for print run, and I suppose another interchangeable word for it would be supply and demand, I'm going to have to give this set a 0.5 out of 5. That's about as low a mark as you can get. This has just been printed, like I was saying, and I think as a result, it's really hurt box prices. You've seen every new wave of printing. Box prices have dipped, slowly clawed their way back up. Another print wave, dipped again. Another print wave, dipped again. It has just hurt its investability. Criteria 2, the hits. Well, there is not much to write home about here. One card sitting above $10 on TCG Player Raw, which is obviously the Charizard VMAX. That used to reach some lofty heights when it first came out as a PSA 10, and I mean now it's well, as we know, printed to oblivion. So many PSA 10s. Even the gold cards like the Colossal and the Rillaballoon, worth what, $4 raw? Like it's just, there's not much to write home about with the hits here. So the score, 1 out of 5, and the only reason I'm giving it a 1 is because of that Charizard VMAX. Its main chase card is the Charizard, and there's a couple of cool other Charizards throughout the set. So it makes it a little bit nice. Like you can pull some quite nice looking cards, but yeah, still score 1 out of 5. And I think those hits are really going to affect its investability down the future. Criteria 3, the fun factor. How nice or fun is it to open, and how nice is it to look at as a display piece? Actually, the booster box is pretty nice to look at, starting with how it displays. And the Elite Trainer box is a bit different. I don't mind the colours, the navy blue, the red. They're not bad display pieces. It's a shame the Elite Trainer box got a huge reprint last year. That's really hurt its investability because that was starting to climb. But yeah, the two display pieces aren't too bad to look at. In terms of fun factor to open, I mean, there's a few okay V cards, a couple of okay gold cards. The Charizard obviously is a big hit. As for a score for that fun factor, I'm going to give it 2 out of 5. Kids' eyes will light up if they pull that Charizard. They're not bad display pieces. So all in all, I think the fairest score is 2 out of 5. All right, well, let's see what this means for an overall score. So overall score, 3.5 out of 15. And man, that sounds harsh. I feel like I'm really kicking Darkness Ablaze in the guts in terms of an investable product. But off the 3 scoring systems, the print run / supply demand, the hits, and then how fun it is to rip open and display, yeah, 3.5 out of 15. It sounds harsh, doesn't it? Well, let's just have a look at the booster box price. So a year ago, sitting at 140, started to rise close to 155 and has now dipped back to about where it started the year at 140. So the big question, because it's all based off investability, can we make money investing in Darkness Ablaze? Remember, an investment is parking your money somewhere with, excuse me, with the hope that one stage it'll mature and make you money, or your investment will grow. I'm just going to talk in Australian dollars for a second. Currently, Darkness Ablaze booster box is sitting at about they're selling anywhere from 220 Australian dollars to 240 Australian dollars, which I think's is similar to 140 US. So 220 to 240 Australian dollars. And it's sort of been like that for about 3 years, give or take print runs and maybe little rises here and there. So I think we're done with printing. I can't see Darkness Ablaze being reprinted. So I think what we'll start to see now is a slow creep upwards. In about 12 months' time, I predict this box to move from that 220, 240 price range to maybe 260, 270. And as the years go by, I think it's just going to see some natural or organic growth. It's just going to go down as one of those sort of lackluster sets that will sit, bottom half of the era Sword and Shield. It'll tick along. Who knows, in 5 years' time, you might have to pay somewhere in the vicinity of 500 Australian dollars to pick up a sealed box of Darkness Ablaze in 5 years' time. So I'm bullish on Pokemon TCG. I think it's a resilient investment tool. I think it can make you money. In terms of Darkness Ablaze, it's going to be slow and steady. Thanks again, everyone, for watching. Stay tuned for more videos on Sword and Shield sealed investing.